Mom. Stealing candy, Mal. So disappointed. It was from a baby.
Descendants 5 has officially kicked off production, and Disney's already dropped the first behind-the-scenes look, which is pretty exciting if you've been following this franchise. This whole musical adventure started back in 2015, giving us a fun twist on the kids of Disney's most famous villains and some heroes too. Over the years, the series has given us 4 movies, each adding more layers to this colorful world. The last film, Descendants: The Rise of Red, came out in 2024 and told quite the story. It followed Red, who's the Queen of Hearts' daughter, and Chloe, Cinderella's daughter, as they literally traveled back in time to stop the Queen of Hearts from going full villain mode. And now, with Descendants 5 confirmed earlier this year, Disney wasted no time getting cameras rolling. To make things even more real for fans, the official @DisneyDescendants Instagram account shared the very first photo from the set. In it, you can see Chloe, Red, and some other characters all gathered together, smiling and holding a film slate. The caption simply said, "Back at it," which honestly says it all. Even though they didn't quite spill any plot details yet, that one photo was enough to get fans buzzing. So what exactly does all this mean for Descendants 5? Well, even if they're keeping the actual story under wraps, we do know a fair bit thanks to earlier announcements. When the movie got the green light, Disney confirmed that Kylie Cantrall, Malia Baker, and Leonardo Nam would be coming back to reprise their roles. You can spot all of them in that first photo. On top of these familiar faces, the new film's bringing in a bunch of new characters too.
Love is not weak or ridiculous. It's actually really amazing.
I know one thing, young lady. You have no room for love in your life.
There's Brendan Tremblay playing Maddox's brother, Liamani Segura stepping in as Red's sister Pink, Alexandro Bird popping up as Luis Madrigal, yep, from an Encanto spinoff, and Chiara Romero taking on the role of Captain Hook's daughter. It's kind of fun how they keep expanding this universe, pulling in kids of all sorts of legendary Disney characters. And then in early March, we got an even bigger update with more casting news. Joel Ouellette is playing Robbie, who happens to be Robin Hood's son. Meanwhile, Xavier Garrett will be Felix, the son of Dr. Facilier from The Princess and the Frog, and Brian McEwen and Dayton Parody are set to play Smee's twin sons. Actually, in that first set photo Disney posted, you can see some of these new characters all dressed up. Smee's twins stand out the most, wearing outfits that look like they were yanked straight out of Peter Pan. From our perspective, all these updates are a pretty good sign about where things stand with the movie. Even though we don't have a set release date for Descendants 5 yet, the fact that they're already shooting means we probably won't have to wait forever. That's especially good news when you consider how these movies have been spaced out. It's been nearly a decade since the first one, but there was a huge 5-year gap between Descendants 3 and Rise of Red. This time though, the wait is going to be much shorter. What's more, 4 key characters have already been confirmed for what's actually titled Descendants: Wicked Wonderland. Disney's planning to release it in 2026, and it'll pick up right after the events of Rise of Red. So we'll get to see exactly what happens after Red and Chloe tried to rewrite the past by going back in time to change their parents' fates. According to Entertainment Weekly, there are some big returns lined up. Brandy and Paolo Montalban are coming back as Cinderella and King Charming, Rita Ora is stepping back into the Queen of Hearts' shoes, and Melanie Paxton will once again be the fairy godmother. Leonardo Nam will also reprise his role as Maddox Hatter, who's the Mad Hatter's son. So what does this all mean for the story in Descendants: Wicked Wonderland? Well, it's pretty clear that Red and Chloe's time travel adventure is going to have some messy consequences. In The Rise of Red, we saw how the Queen of Hearts went from being friends with Cinderella to trying to take over everything and even attempting to behead Cinderella. That's what pushed Red and Chloe to travel back in time in the first place, to stop the Queen's dark path before it really began. But messing with time isn't something you do lightly, and the fourth movie dropped plenty of hints that changing the past could backfire in a big way. It's also worth noting how stacked this next film's cast is going to be. Besides the main crew coming back, we've got a whole bunch of new characters entering the mix. Liamani Segura will play Pink, Red's sister, and Brendan Tremblay is stepping in as Maddox's Hatter brother, Max. Then there's Alexandro Bird as Luis Madrigal, Kiara Romero as Hazel Hook and Joel Olette as Robbie Hood, and Xavier Garrett as Felix, the son of Dr. Facilier. When you look at it from the big picture, the returning characters are actually outnumbered by all these newcomers. It's not really shocking that the core group is back. After all, it wouldn't feel like the Descendants without them. But it does mean the story could shift a bit. While Chloe and Red's parents plus the fairy godmother will definitely still be around, the rest of the movie might explore a bit of fresh territory. One of the more intriguing angles is that Red's going to learn she actually has a sister, Pink. That alone could seriously change how she sees her family, especially given how her mother's villainous choices reshape their entire world. It's not clear if the girls will be doing more time hopping to set things right again. So far, there's been no word on whether Ruby Rose Turner, who played the young Queen of Hearts, or Morgan Dudley, young Cinderella, will be back for this one. A lot of that probably hinges on whether Wicked Wonderland will have another time travel storyline. If it doesn't, their absence makes sense. Overall, this is shaping up to be a pretty fun next chapter for the franchise. It's kind of amazing to see how far Descendants has come since the first movie dropped. Back then, we were just getting to know Mal, Evie, Jay, and Carlos, the children of Maleficent, the Evil Queen, Jafar, and Cruella de Vil. Watching the series grow from there, adding new kids from different Disney legends with each movie, has been a real treat. It keeps the world feeling big and fresh. Even though Descendants 5 is loading up on new characters, there's still that thread of continuity with a returning cast. So we'll probably get the best of both worlds, familiar faces tying everything back to the original stories, and brand new kids shaking things up. The costumes alone look like they're going to be a highlight again. Disney's always been top-notch at mixing modern styles with fairy tale vibes, and judging by the first behind-the-scenes photo, they're not holding back this time either. In the end, it looks like Disney's doubling down on what fans love most: catchy songs, vibrant sets, clever nods to classic tales, and lots of fun new twists on old stories. With production underway and the movie aiming for a 2026 release, it won't be long before we're all diving back to Auradon or wherever time travel takes them next. It's pretty cool that after nearly a decade, this universe still feels full of possibilities with so many new connections and rivalries to explore. So whether you're here for the musical numbers, the fairy tale drama, or just to see what wild outfits they come up with next, there's a good chance Descendants 5 will have plenty to keep fans hooked. Looks like we'll just have to wait and see how it all unfolds. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.